Hey, what's up guys? I'm L Director, this is L Director Vision, and today I want to show you what's in my Altoids Survival Tin. For those of you that don't know, an Altoids Survival Tin is basically a kit that you make up, wherever you think you need that can fit inside one of these. These are super small, very lightweight, and so it's all about what kind of kit can you make that can fit inside of there. And so I've got my kit laid out right here. I'm cheating a little because some things like the wire and the sewing kit I actually rubber band onto the outside with this, but everything else fits inside the tin, and that's what I want to show you guys today. So going over the items, we'll start at the top, work our way down. I have, I believe, 25 feet of thin wire. This will be used for making snares or such. Over here I've got a military issued sewing kit. This is the only piece of military gear that I actually carry when I go out on these things. I'm not a big military surplus fan anymore. I used to be, but not so much anymore. But I do like this. Got a bunch of safety pins, whole bunch of thread. I've got different kinds of needles. Like this one is, a suture needle for sewing yourself back up. I've got sewing needles, all sorts of things. There's even a pair of scissors in there and some extra buttons and such. So this is a fantastic thing to have with me. Moving down, the bulk of the kit, I would say, is kind of this fishing tackle. I've got a MEPS size 1 spinner. This is the Aglia. I've never learned how to pronounce it. I just call it a MEPS spinner. Genuine, made in France. These things are trout killers. And I went with the red one because in the areas where I tend to go, there's a lot of cutthroat trout, and cutthroat trout love the color red. So I've got that in there for that. If I was going during like the kokanee spawns for kokanee salmon, I'd probably switch to one with an orange tip on it, just because they like to go after the color orange. I've got a bunch of assorted flies here of different sizes. I try to keep my hooks as small as possible for a lot of the stuff, and have a good assortment of hooks like you can see over here. And the reason for that is simply because I'm not just after big fish, I'm after whatever fish I can actually catch. And a big hook like this is not going to do any good on a little 6-inch trout if that's what I'm having to relinquish myself to in order to survive. So I've got a bunch of different hook sizes and such like that in here I can play with, and that's why my flies tend to be on the smaller side as well. I've got a couple ants and mosquitoes, like a little mayfly looking deal and stuff like that. So I've got a collection of flies. I've got a couple treble hooks that I could put some larger bait on, like grasshoppers and things like that. I've got one fake worm that I'll toss in there as well, some split shot, and that makes up the bulk of the fishing items. I got 2 Band-Aids in case I cut myself, some instant energy vitamin B12. You just mix this up with a little bit of water or even just take it straight up. And this is 2,000 micrograms of vitamin B12. This is also a vegetarian formula, which is awesome for me. Got a couple cotton balls here, 2 paper clips, a whole buttload of matches because I like fires and I want to make sure I can get a fire going. So I know at least with that I'll be able to get some fire. And then I've got about 50 feet of fishing line. Might be 25 feet. I don't remember how long. It's been a while since I rolled this up. But I keep some fishing line in there too. So now I'm going to go and put the tin together and show you how this all fits up. Alright, so if you take a look at this, you should be able to see that everything fits in here just fine. I left these out because I wanted to show you how the tin actually looks. And so we've got the matches at the bottom. And I go with the fish hooks, fishing line. Cotton balls are sitting on top of the split shot to help try to keep it from rattling around. Never really works that well, but I got to make an effort. Stick in the vitamin mix, Band-Aids on top, and that closes up quite nicely. So that is the main portion of the kit. This is super, super light, doesn't weigh much at all. All right, and then this is the final package. So as you can see, we've got the snare wire, the rubber band, survival tin, and my sewing kit goes onto the back. And this I can just throw in my pocket and I'm good to go. Now, as a bonus feature, I do want to talk about some of the other things that I carry with me to help affect survival. I carry a Swiss Army knife. This is the Victorinox Tinker. I carry a paracord bracelet that I'll have on my wrist. This one I just got, but I've made them before myself in the past, so that's good. That gets you, I think, about 12 feet of rope, so very cool. I carry in one of my pockets the char cloth. It's kind of my tinder box because I got char cloth and some extra cotton balls in there as well. So this is always in another pocket. And I try to keep things separated, so these two are never in the same pocket. I might like throw this in my pack and keep this one with me. This one always is going to be in a pocket no matter what. This one maybe not so much, but I keep them in different spots and different locations just in case and just to be safe. And then I carry, of course, my knife as well. I will not go into the outdoors without this thing because with it you've got a signal whistle, you've got the fire starter, the knife itself. I've got another 1.5 foot of paracord wrapped around the back edge of the sheath here. Got a binder clip ring if I need it. And then what I did with this is inside the Priorities of Survival pocket guide, which is really a total joke. There's not a whole lot of good information. But inside the paper itself, I wrapped up some extra fish hooks and that kind of thing. So if all I had was this knife, I would be okay because I've got the knife, obviously, for what I can use that for. I've got the fire starter. I've got the 1.5 foot of rope, which there's 7 strands in there. And if I unwind all those, that gets me probably about 10 feet of line when I pull out all my inner strands and stuff. So then I can use up the fishing hooks. So this is really just an all-in-one survival kit, which is just fantastic. So that's just a little look at my, like I said, survival tin and what I carry, as well as the tinderbox, the knife, and the bracelet. These are my essentials, so to speak, whenever I go into the great outdoors, and I won't leave home without them. And between this stuff, I know that I could get through pretty much any ordeal that lies ahead, and be looking for an upcoming show soon where I will make do with just these things and nothing else. That I'll be in season 2 of Surviving the Wild.